Welcome everyone, I'm Amy, I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner and I'm also an NPC bikini competitor. And this is my week 15 bikini prep vlog. Oh, it is crazy to think that if I was doing the show in Cheyenne that this would be the week leading up to peak week yet again. So exciting that I've made a decision there, but I'm also a little bit still kind of sad that it isn't going to work out this year to do that show. But there's always next year, and I'm very encouraged by the progress I've been making, and let's talk about that first. So without further ado, let's talk about my check-in. So here are my check-in photos and video from this week. I was actually really pleased, like I said, with the improvements that I'm seeing. I mentioned at the end of my last video that I did finally have that weight come back off, which is great. So I definitely am seeing that reflected in these pictures and in this video. And I took a separate picture that I will insert here as well that showed some really great new definition that I'm seeing in my quads. I was pretty excited to see that. And it's not just posing. I mean, yes, I did kind of turn out slightly more, but that's what I should be doing. That really is some new definition that's coming in. So that was very exciting and good reassurance that the digging is working. When you are working this hard in prep and not seeing changes, it can be pretty discouraging. So seeing some changes, especially this far into my season, week 15, was good to see and really reassuring. So my check-in with my coach this week, he did ask if I could increase my carbs slightly because my weight did come down even a little bit more from when I took these pictures. So to just kind of hold it where it is, because we like my look right around this weight, to increase my carbs by 25 grams of carbs per day for a few days to see kind of how that goes, and also increase my fat by about 5 grams a day. So that was super exciting news to get this morning, and I was able to adjust my meals 1 and 2 today, adding in a little bit of extra, adding in sweet potato. They just had a little bit of rice in them, so I added in about 40 grams of steamed sweet potato to each of those meals, and it was really tasty and really satiating, which was great. So excited about those changes as well, and hopefully my weight will stay kind of stable. Now that we've kind of evened back out, hopefully we can just kind of stay here. And as I've mentioned before, we did do a pretty drastic cut. This is lower than where I had been leading up into my last show. So I'm hopeful and expect that hopefully the increase will be, appreciated by my body and won't increase my weight. So that is where we are at with the check-in from this week. Other than that, no changes. Everything else stays the same, cardio the same, lifting the same, everything else is the same. This week I have just a few things planned. I have a massage on Monday, which is the holiday, and then I also have a chiropractor appointment that I think I had it was always on Thursday. It was last week that it was Tuesday. All the weeks, they just go by so fast. So I'm seeing him again, Dr. Ryan, on Thursday. I will try to take you guys along for that if I remember. I couldn't last week because he at the last minute changed the time, so I hadn't brought my camera with me, thinking that I would have time to run home in between work and that appointment. And when he moved the time up, I just didn't have that time to do that, so I just kind of ran straight there and didn't have the ability to grab my camera. So it would be interesting, for me too, I'd love to be able to kind of see what he's doing from his point of view and also then kind of see those adjustments. So hopefully I will not be the world's worst vlogger, and I will do that now. I did do a small grocery haul. I actually went on Friday prior to the holiday weekend just because I knew that the holiday weekend would be kind of crazy, and then Monday most stuff would be kind of closed, or just I just didn't want to deal with the holiday crowds. Didn't do a video of that because it was really just a few things to top off what I needed. I got cauliflower rice, and now I can't even remember what I went for. And cinnamon. Cinnamon, cauliflower rice, non-fat Greek yogurt. I got another chicken broth. And then I realized I had a couple in the cabinet, but that's fine because I love them. And I think that was basically it. I didn't get a whole lot, just those couple of things. Everything else I had lots of. I got so much chicken last week. I got tons of cauliflower rice. I'm good on blueberries, so good on the basic food that I'm eating, and everything else I kind of have in the fridge. With the calorie or the macro cut the last week, I was eating a lot less, so needed a lot less, so it was really easy. And I think that's it for this week. Need to practice my posing. Like I said, I am encouraged by the changes I'm seeing in my body, so just want to make sure that I'm really showing those off well. My coach did ask me to send check-in pictures in some different lighting, so I've done that just to kind of see how things look in different lighting. And yeah, I think that's all I've got for the start of this week 15. Super excited to, like I said, see those changes are happening, and that really is making me feel really optimistic and good about the rest of the week. And I hope everyone else is doing well as well. And I'm thankful that you guys are all along for the ride. Springfield, I had a massage on Monday.
Okay.
That actually was all right, but it was not like that helpful. I asked for some work on my legs, and I actually ended up kind of just getting like a cramp in my sartorius, which was not great. I also brought my heels just so I can show you how I look in my heels, because I think that might be helpful, because it does shift my hips quite a bit.
Okay.
And I know that that's part of the problem, but I've been working on trying to get into that serratus posterior, and that I feel like it is helping.
Okay.
And I work with a lot of professional athletes, but I doubt most of them bring 5-inch heels with them. Not many of the Broncos don't come in their heels. So you're the judge.
Yep.
I'm coming this way. Like this.
Okay.
And my big issue, like I said, is the ribs.
Okay.
But also I need to be able to kind of get this twist more and get my butt back.
Okay. So with that, when you do that, are you feeling any tightness? Are you feeling any pain or anything? Where are you feeling that at?
Mostly across kind of like this band right through here.
Okay.
That's really, yeah, that's where I feel it the most.
So let's do this. Let's go ahead and we're actually going to kind of work through that. You can take the heels off of it so it's a little more comfy.
Yeah.
But what I want to do is, as you're going through that motion, I want to go through and start to work.
Because when I do without the heels, then it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, well, because we're jamming that in through there. So that's where we're going to go through. Okay, so come back to neutral. So I'll tell you when to go. Okay, rotate. Take that right arm up and over your head. Drop the left shoulder down, tilt and lean. Yep.
Oh, yep.
Too much.
No, that's good.
Again. Yep. Back. Again. Good. So we're going to work through that, and we'll walk a little bit through this front section. So yeah, go ahead. Out. So as we get into there, breath in and out. Breath in and out. Breath in and out. Good. Come back. Okay. Alright, so this one, I'll do more just a straight side tilt. Yep. Back.
Oh, that's where I'm trying to get the foam roller to get in. Like,
Out.
oh, yeah.
Back. Okay, now recheck that.
Feels like I have much more ability ability to kind of move back.
Okay. How's that? I mean, percentage of improvement. What would you rate that at?
70.
70. Were you still feeling that kind of at?
Still kind of just through.
Right, more through
Yeah.
there. Okay, so now sit, face that way for me.
I had a really heavy back session yesterday, so my mid traps are like, oh.
Okay, we're gonna stretch, tilt, and lean to the left.
Ooh, that feels so weird.
Let me know if it gets too much.
No, it's like a tickle.
So we're gonna go a little harder. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
For some people, it's just an automatic and it hurts like hell. And then for other people, it's like, it tickles, and then you go a little harder. Like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Back up.
It's tickly, sorry.
Now you're fine. All right,
Oh.
go through that again.
That's the tickle spot, apparently.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is intense.
Now from there, tuck that belly button in and kind of reach down towards the floor.
Oh.
Let me know if we get Uncle.
Nope, we're good. Oh, that's uncomfortable.
Good. I occasionally will have people who laugh when we're doing lipo, but because it gets that like deep tickle on the inside. But then immediately they're like, ow, ow. Like it's all fun and games until it hurts. Yeah, right. Stand back up, recheck that.
Wow, that's much better. I mean, that's like better.
Okay. So now sit again. Now we're going to do a few cups, and then we'll add in some range of motion. You doing anything where you can't have the red marks on there?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Nope.
Make sure we're not close to.
No, I got a little
Got
over
this.
4 weeks, so.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're good.
It's like the cups are like sucking all the bad out.
Well, what I like to do is once we get through and kind of break down some of those adhesions and work through that tissue, then I want to throw as much blood and oxygen as I can into the tissue. So then it helps heal that up. Do one more here. Any of those too much?
No, they feel good.
Okay,
Like
so-
it feels like, ooh, like opening it all up.
Yeah, so I'm
feels
just gonna
really
let those just kind of
Yeah.
do their job for a couple minutes. I will be right back.
Thank you.
Yep. Through a range of motion. With that, once I put this one back on, this one just getting a little greedy. All right, yep, kind of go through range of motion, work through that with what you can. No, you're fine, you're fine. Some of these are going to fall off. Good, come back. Again. I want to stand up and kind of go through that motion where you're feeling a little bit of discomfort. Okay, and you're fine. Things are going to fall. Okay, and work through from that motion. What I want to do is kind of work the opposite way in through there. Yep. Good.
In my abs.
Mm-hmm. Give me 5 more. Now go through that motion.
Feels light.
Okay.
Wow. It feels like lifted, like
Okay.
in a good way.
Okay.
Like in the way that it should feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
Okay. So now let's go through, let's check that joint out. So let's go face down. Let's go down toward your feet. There you go. Perfect. Pull it back up. Relax. Pull. Relax. Pull back in. Relax. Pull. Relax. Push back out. Relax. Push. Relax. Push down. Relax. Push. And relax. Good. Lay on your side.
Which side?
Right side up.
Right side.
Scoot this way for me a little bit. Good. Bottom leg straight, top leg bends. Good. Let's go to the other side for me. Good. Let's go face up. go. Stand back up, recheck it.
Much better.
Okay. Try off the heels, because I know that's where we were getting jamming up, so now we'll see.
Becoming 6'5".
Yeah, right.
I feel nothing. Like, I feel literally nothing.
Okay. So that's where.
And I actually can get, this is how it's supposed to be, and this is what I've always struggled with.
The problem is, from a structural standpoint, as that hip, as we get some of that rotation, right? So it's already locked up in there. So when you're trying to get in, there's no more clearance for it to move. Then as that's rotating, you've got all the muscles up and through here, shortening, contracting. So when you try to get, can't move. So that's where we go through, release, release, so that we can start getting that motion.
Yeah, I mean,
like
literally, I don't know if you can see the difference, like I can see the difference looking down.
Yeah, like riding down, we've got that side profile, which is what we're looking for, and through there versus staying back in.
Yeah, pretending like I have glutes.
Yeah. So once again, it's just, like I said, get in, get a few sessions like this, we've just got some work to basically unwind, and once we do, it's like, oh, good.
But I can twist it back up.
Goes back in through there, and that's too, like, think about it, and I'm sure you're probably sitting in a position for extended periods of time.
I do that for minutes on stage.
Yeah, and then, but also even at work, right? Aren't you probably stuck in certain positions for a little while or not?
Not a whole lot. Well, that's not true. Depends on what we're doing. Some days, yes.
So that's where, once again, so what I want you to start doing is saying, all right, if I get there, kind of go through, stretch, engage that hip, drop down and through there, work back and forth, side, kind of work through there, and then we'll continue. And that's where you felt, as we work today, is more through the abdominal, working through the rib cage in there. And you can also kind of work through, as you stretch, breath in, breath out, and start working through, massaging through the rib cage, which we're getting into, the intercostals, and through there, and helping that. Breath in, breath out, and then we'll get a few more sessions in, and you can see it's a lot easier for you.
So much better. Oh my goodness. A million times better. The posing coach is going to be very happy. Welcome back. Here we are. It is the end of week 15, which I know I say this every single week, but it is just so crazy. This week went by especially quickly just because it was a holiday week, and that compressed work week kind of just makes everything seem like it's going by even faster. And I can't believe we're already into the second week of September. I mean, it's just nuts. That's something I felt really in the last couple of days, is not just so much like the darkness, like we're losing a lot of daylight really quickly, and I really feel that, but also just there's something about the color of the sun, like the way the sun hits is different. Like when I was walking across the street, I'm like, I feel like the sun is just hitting the lower half of my leg and like not actually hitting the top of my body, just because, it's getting so far to the south. So that's something I really noticed this week, is just that feeling of fall. And there was one day this week where it was in the low 50s when I was walking to the gym in the morning, and yikes, that briskness. And I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised. I'm not surprised by that, but why I'm feeling that so much is my show is in October, which is 4 weeks away. It's literally 4 weeks from today as I'm filming this. So it'll be fall, which I still haven't gotten the air conditioning fixed in my car. So it'll probably be a good thing for my tan. But anyway, let's talk about this week. So you just saw footage of me at the chiropractor this week. It was a really great session. So you could hear, what Dr. Ryan was saying to me, working on my rotation. I know the angle was really wonky. I wasn't really sure where he was going to have me be. So I might try next week to kind of film from the other side of the room, just so you can kind of see more of me head on. You were seeing me really from the side, and that isn't really helpful. It was interesting for me to see myself from that angle, but it's not really helpful for the pose that I'm trying to pose, towards judge, which I was, using Ryan as my posing point. But wow, was it a powerful session. Really being able to feel like I saw immediate changes in how much rotation I was able to get with my hip, but also in how much I was able to twist. And I feel like as the week went on, I feel like I'm just getting so much better at controlling the rib flare. and I see it. And when you, especially seeing myself from that kind of awkward angle, like, man, that rib cage, it just does look big, and unfortunately that's just my anatomy. I'm not genetically gifted for this sport, but that doesn't mean that I can't do my best to do my best. So it was very helpful. He did some cupping and some, which you saw, and some just other kind of stretching and manipulation. He also did some scraping. So it was all really great and feeling really good. And I have my next couple sessions with him booked leading up into the show, and I feel like it's just been so helpful, and just in kind of balancing out my hips. I mean, it really has made such an improvement. I also did have a massage earlier in the week, which was fine. It was nice. It was kind of just a nice massage. It wasn't like mind-blowing, but it was nice, and nice and relaxing, which was good. I was a little bit sore after because he did do a little bit of deeper work on kind of my left leg that left it feeling kind of sore for a couple of days. And I've said this before, like, you should definitely not get a massage the week, like on peak week, or maybe even the week before, because it can cause some soreness or some inflammation that you may not want. So definitely not super close to your show, which I am only 4 weeks out from my show now. So the timeline is getting tight, but it was good. It was a good week. I need to definitely next week work on spending some more time posing. This week I did not really spend any time posing. Usually I get in at least a session during the week, and I did a quick check-in with my coach kind of toward the end of the week, just to see if he wanted me to change anything going into the weekend, but not long enough to be meaningful. So I need to spend some more time posing in this coming week. I got my chiropractor, I have a nail appointment, and it does feel good to, be this close to the next show, but also not have the stress of doing a show next week kind of looming over me. So one other thing that I'll be doing, and I'm sure I'll be talking about all of this in my intro for next week, September 11th is Wednesday, and I always do the September 11th stair climb. So a lot of my cardio will be taken up on the stairs. It's just you climb 111 floors, and it's always the workout that I will tell you this, it's my hardest workout of the year. Every single year, it's my hardest workout of the year, just because it's so emotional, and I really find, like, when I'm doing it, I struggle not to be tearing up the whole time, because it's just such an emotional thing to do. So if you are watching this and are so inclined to do that as well, I mean, if you just Google it, September 11th stair climb, it'll kind of give you the story of why, and other people that might be doing it near you. Some gyms will do it. They'll have people put their time for the stairs or other things. So if your gym offers that, I definitely recommend joining in. It is a pretty monumental thing that happened in our country, and it was really a long time ago now at this point, but still, gosh, I never forget, never ever forget. So not to bring down the vibes, I did also send my bikini back in, my bikinis, so both bottoms and then the top, which I talked about. I'm super excited to get those back. They won't get there until early next week. I just kind of shipped them slow, because since I did have the time, I didn't need to super rush them, and they're quick with the adjustments, then they'll send them back to me. So I'm excited to get those back, hopefully toward the end of next week. And I think that's it. So if you guys have any questions, or if there's anything that you are wondering about what it's like being on Bikini Prep, still using the skin firming cream, still think it's fine, still don't love the smell of step 2. Not a lot changes there, but definitely seeing some good improvements in just kind of my tightness overall. But a lot of that's just because I am, pushing it pretty hard right now and getting as lean as I can before we hopefully start filling out in the next couple of weeks. So spread positivity and light to yourself and everyone around you. Spread the fall vibes that are coming upon us with the darkness. And thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you here next week.